Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Papa Pixelit in the Tier 6 Royal Navy destroyer Gallant. This is a mixed tier match with some Tier 5, some Tier 6. There are CVs in the game. His DDs he's going to be squaring off against are the Gepard, 2 Nicholas, and Podboyski. I'd say that's pretty good matchmaking. Now, Gallant is often panned as being a kind of so-so at best ship. I really like the ship. It's got decent detection radius, which you can see there on the mini-map. It's 6 kilometers. Decent torp range at 8 kilometers for the tier. Now, if you get up-tiered, this is much more challenging to play. You know, you start running into some, in particular, Tier 8 CVs and Tier 8 Russian radar can be, well, really, really challenging. In addition, these guns are, well, they're essentially pop guns. They will never be considered overpowered. That's a fact. And the torpedo, well, the torpedoes can be fired one at a time, which is really nice. And you get a couple of racks. You can see there you got 4 quadruple racks. But to be able to throw these torpedoes out, you have to turn, well, almost completely flat broadside, which makes you easier to hit with enemy torpedoes. You'll see when Papa loads the torpedoes, when he, hits the 3 key. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look at the firing arcs on the torpedoes. But having said all of that, I still love playing this ship, and I've had really great success with it. It's very nimble, which is really great for avoiding enemy torpedoes. And you can see there what I was talking about as far as the firing arcs on the torpedoes. Slightly better angles to the rear than to the front, but not really great in either case. Papa's got the Gepard lid, but the only thing over here with him is the Omaha. Still got a Koenig in spawn. Queen Elizabeth in New Mexico, or they're inching their way forward, but Koenig is just, well, the Gremyashi, he's saying essentially the same thing in the chat there. He's obviously quite irritated about it. None of those torpedoes landed, unfortunately. Would have been nice to see the Leander go poof right off the bat. Mutsu's moving this side, but the friendly Ranger is giving him fits. Mutsu's an interesting ship. The shells hit really, really, really hard for the tier. They're really big shells for a Tier 6 battleship, but the accuracy on the ship is, well, I was going to say laughable, but, occasionally you land them and, man, do they hurt. It's also got the ability to throw a torpedo or 2 out, and that can really surprise some people who are not familiar with the ship. So if you've never had to play against Mutsu, just keep in mind that if it looks like it's closing, wants to really get up close and brawl, probably looking for an opportunity to put a torpedo in your side. Sounds like Omaha's just wrecking that island.
Engine boost activated.
Looks like Papa Pixelit has decided he does not want to remain on this flank. Gremyashi's still giving the Koenig a hard time, which, to be fair, Koenig is sitting way, way back. Ooh-wee, that's close. Those had to be Leander torpedoes, right? I see smoke here, yeah.
Smoke generator activated.
I'm really surprised that the CB did not go after the Gepard. Instead, he was pinging for someone else to do it. He's already got the rocket planes right there. Okay, so there's a fire. If the Bayern repairs the fire, which he did, Papa can follow that up with torpedoes. I would go one at a time. Here he is. This range, Bayern will not avoid these. And I think if he wants to, Papa can get out of there. I managed to avoid one, but he did get a flood. So that's probably it for the Bayern.
Engine boost deactivated.
He won't sink immediately, but I think he's gonna, well, he's trying to counteract it with his heel. But I don't think that will avail him for long. Leander's pushing up, trying to catch Papa sitting in this smoke. It's really good that he was heading out. Gremyashi is just all kinds of upset with the battleship players. Of course, you know why the Gremyashi felt the need to push into the middle, and man.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Detected. Yeah, he opened fire. So he's going to stay detected for a while. Yeah, you'll see the chat and the comment from the Ranger there. Bad guys, well, they've still got all their ships. Good guys are down 4 ships. And Papa Pixelet's getting beat up pretty good here. Targeted by 5 ships. And this is what I was talking about earlier, about how the Gallant is a very nimble ship, and it is. It's a fun ship to drive. Now those torpedoes, looks like 2 or 3 of those are going to hit home. Friendly Queen Elizabeth finishes off the Bayern. Only 1 torpedo. What a bummer, but he did get a flood, but it was repaired immediately. So if you can get a fire going, that's it for Normandy. But with Leander behind you and both Normandy and New York facing this way, smokes up, and he's going for the kill. I think that's a good call. 4 hits, no damage. And the Ranger finishes off the Normandy. Now, last known position on the Leander makes the Leander still a pretty significant threat. I don't know that I would sit here. Gremyashi's still complaining about the Koenig. Trying to get some fires, doing a little chip damage, and Leander has pushed up and is probably throwing torpedoes into this smoke right now. Doing some blind firing. And Papa wisely says, I'm getting the heck out of Dodge. But just like that, good guys have clawed their way back into this game. They actually have a 40-point lead right now, having sunk a couple of enemy battleships. Battleships, of course, are worth more points than cruisers and destroyers, hence the points lead. Taking a look at the minimap, Koenig is, well, about the best he's going to be able to do is slow down the Gepard, Graf Spee, Leander. Papa Pixelet might be able to catch the Leander at the corner here. Worth a shot. It's Doing a great job of making use of the mini-map, I'm sure. The Graf Bay seems to be sitting. Doesn't look like he's pushing, at least for now. We know there's a Nicholas up here, somewhere near where the New York is at, but he's not detected, so he might have turned around and run the other way. Those torps might, yeah, they did land, at least one of them. And he picked up a flood. Now Leander's not known for having a lot of hit points, so that did a significant amount of damage. You can see on the, upper right of the screen, just below the damage indicator, you can see the mod that allows you to get some idea of how many hit points each ship on the enemy team still has, and Leander has very little. Camp tries to help finish off New York, and that's it. Nice shot.
Enemy battleship sunk.
Nicholas, pretty decent guns on the Nicholas. Nicholas is plainly moving into torpedo range on the Queen Elizabeth. Might have thrown torpedoes out this side at the Gallant. Papa took out his engines. And Papa just guns him down. Nicely done. And the good guys are, well, they're in a much better position now. Bad guys only have 5 ships left. Good guys still have 6. And Gepard's out there, and he's threatening the cap. And the Nicholas did end the Queen Elizabeth with flooding. And there's the Gepard. Gepard has 3,700 more hit points than Papa does right now. Gotta wonder whether there won't be torpedoes coming across the cap here. Gepard's very fast. Gonna be really tough to hit. And there's Graf Bay out there. Now Graf Bay is not known for being accurate, but still, you don't want to get hit by those guns. New Mexico's pushed up there along the 10 line. He's about to get right in the Ranger's face. Friendly Ranger's helping him out. Papa's asking for help. Hopefully the Ranger will send some planes this way. New Mexico's either going to be able to do this or not. And given his range, I would say the Ranger's in big trouble up there. Some preemptive torps at this corner. Might catch the Gepard as he's coming in toward the cap. Mexico does finish off the Ranger. Good guys now with 120, what, 5-point lead, something like that. I imagine they're probably going to make a push for the cap. 5 minutes, 46 seconds remain. Gepard's going to have to make a push for the cap. Yep, and there he is, right on cue. Cap smokes up, avoids the enemy fire. Of course, now, having smoked up, he doesn't have any way to see the Gepard. Makes his best guess about where the torpedoes might have some success. and heads back out. He'll be able to spot him and put guns on him.
Smoke screen set.
Gifford fell back. Actually, that might work as far as the torps.
Battle ends in 5
Maybe
minutes.
get his engines here. Koenig's trying, but that range, pretty tough to hit a Gifford. You can see where the Graf Spee is at now. And Papa has positioned himself to be able to use the island for some cover. But that is going to change, and the Graf Spee is going to be able to get shots on him here in a second. Gifford has just hit his engine boost, so he's going to be accelerating very quickly here. But Papa is just thrashing him. I mean, that's unusual that a great job, Papa. It's really unusual that a Gallant would be able to take out a Gifford like that, at least in my opinion. Gifford actually has pretty decent guns. I mean, the reload's not fantastic or anything, but anyway, nicely done. And where did the Graf Spee go? Did he go north of that island there? It's possible he turned north, went around that, and plans to come down through the same gap that Gifford did. So if you're keeping score, good guys 596 points, bad guys 322, and the good guys only have one ship left. That's the Graf Spee. He has not done a whole lot this game, and given that it's now 4-on-1, I don't expect he will. Of course, really the only ship that can do anything here is Papa. Mexico might have the range to be able to get guns on him, but Koenig's put himself in a position where he can't hit him at all, at least for some time. Hold on while I try to muster up a surprised face. Is he going to catch him with one here? Yeah, I think he is. And just like that, a third of his hit points are gone. And kind of comes around the corner, able to get guns on him. Seconds till torps come back up, but he's got aircraft to spot him, so he can try to get fires now. He's got to be careful here. Graf Spee has its own torpedo suite, but this is all over now. New Mexico and Koenig will be able to get guns on him, and this can end quite suddenly, so I will say right now, great game, Papa. It's really fun to be able to see the Gallant in action. I haven't played it in a while, though I love the ship. Those of you joining me, really appreciate it. Thanks a bunch, and I'll see you next time.